Oh my God, you guys, it hasn't stopped. It's been a year and it's still going on. For those who don't know, my name's Scott. I'm 43. I'm a content creator. I make content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Clapper, Twitter, OnlyFans. So, like, I'm a content creator. I'm a streamer on Twitch and Kick, Kick, not Kik. Last year, in the end of March, I believe. It could have been the beginning of April, but I believe it was the end of March. During one of my evening Fortnite with viewer streams, I had a viewer and she said, "Can I join your party? Can I play?" I said, "Heck yeah, let's go." She got in the party. In the party, we're all talking, having a good time playing the game. Another viewer in the stream comes in and asks me about my OnlyFans. And I said, "Hey, yeah, I have OnlyFans, but I can't tell you what it is because I'm not trying to direct people to it." She then was like, "You have an OnlyFans?" I was like, "Yeah, but you just heard what I told them." I said, "If you want to find it, though, you can go search for my Twitter," which I don't recommend anybody go and do. And then she said, "I'll be back," and bounced and left and found my Twitter. Then from my Twitter, she found my OnlyFans. From there, she perused my content. After which, she came back to the party. She was like, "Hey, I found your page. Would you like to see mine?" I was like, "Sure." So, pause. At this moment, you've got me, a 42-year-old at the time, single male content creator, adult content creator, talking to a woman in my PlayStation party who found my OnlyFans content and is also an OnlyFans content creator. She liked my content. She asked if I would like to see hers. I said, "Sure." So I did. After which, we both started sharing each other's content to help push each other's pages so we could both make that money. During this, we talked and we liked each other. She asked me out. I said yes. So there we are. We're just two adults, two adult content creators who happen to have met, liked each other's communication, and started dating for a few months. During this time, an individual online, I have no idea who he is. No idea still to this day what his real name is, only that he goes by an account on YouTube called LolCow Enterprise. This fuck. So, me. I was raised in a very abusive and traumatic lifestyle in my early childhood development. There was a lot of addiction, a lot of violence, a lot of hatred, a lot of bigotry, a lot of sexual abuses. And I did everything I could to get away from the life that I was put into as a small person. And I finally moved out of the situation when I was 15 and have been out on my own ever since. Um, the fact that I was abused like I was, this lolcow group has tried to mischaracterize my past and try to paint me as a predator, as a groomer, and as a pedophile, which is truly fucking sickening. It's so sickening for somebody to say these kind of things about you. I'm a parent. I have at least four biological children and have raised eight other children who are not my children, stepchildren, or just been a part of these people's lives for many years and helped be an influence. There is not one person in my history that could ever say that I've even looked at somebody in an inappropriate way that was a minor. Never once. And I've been around lots of people my whole life. I'm fucking 43 years old now. Are y'all dumb? Now, the individual, LawCow Enterprise, decided to call me what I said, a predator and a groomer and a pedophile. He tried to mischaracterize my past to say that people who were abused become abusers. Sure, there is a correlation between people who have been abused and becoming abusers. But the majority of people who have been abused do not become abusers. In fact, the majority of people who are advocates against abuse are people who were once abused. So the people who are out there protecting others from abuse are the ones who were abused. That's the fact. Because a small percentage of abused people become abusers, you can't warp that distorted number to try to paint other people who are abused as abusers. It's fucking fucked up. Now, that group is trying to say that she and I met when she was under 18. I didn't know her when she was under 18. This is a fact, and there's proof. And I've shown this proof on countless occasions. She turned 18 in January of 2024. She and I met at the end of March 2024. That's when we met. We started dating in April 2024. So if she turned 18 in January and we met at the end of March, she was already 18. She was already an adult content creator. She was already doing her thing. She's already living her life. We just happened to be two people who met and liked each other and started dating. Yes, there's an age gap. I myself have never, ever dated anybody outside of my own age group except for her. Everybody I've ever dated prior to her was born between 1979 and 1982. I myself was born in 1981. I don't understand why a woman like her, an 18-year-old girl, would like a 42-year-old guy. I've never understood how something like that works, but it happens. Sometimes there's girls who like older guys. Sometimes there's guys who like older girls. That's just the fucking way people are. Now, them trying to mischaracterize my past and call me an abuser, them trying to lie to all of you and say that I met her when she was a minor first was a complete lie, utter fabrications. This is the most horrific aspect of what's going on now. During she and I's relationship, we created content together. That person, LolCow Enterprise, created several fake accounts across Instagram, on YouTube, on Reddit, on TikTok, pretending to be me, stealing my current profile pictures, my current uploads, then going to my OnlyFans page and stealing my OnlyFans content. Then, as me, not me, but then pretending to be me, started DMing random people on these other social media platforms, saying some really horrific things to them, really gross things to these people, making it look like I was saying these things to these people, which is not true. I have never, first of all, I do not DM people. I will never reach out and DM to anybody. But you know what? I will respond to DMs. The fact that that individual went out there and started DMing really weird sexual things to people and then trying to send them my OnlyFans material to make it look like I was doing this is horrific. Then they took screenshots of the things that they did and then posted it all over their videos that they fabricated to make it look like I had done these things. I've made videos saying, listen, I've already talked to the feds. I've already talked to my police. I've filed reports about all of this. None of this shit is to my IP addresses. It would all be to LolCow Enterprise IP address. This motherfucker literally stole my adult content and distributed it to minors online, pretending that it was me doing it, to make all of you idiots out there watching his fuck shit think that I was a shitty person. I'm a parent. I've raised a lot of kids in this life, and I've been around a lot of fucking people of a lot of different age groups. Not once has there ever been anybody that's thought that I was ever thinking or gonna do anything sexually inappropriate to them. You know why? Because it's not who I am. I was a victim. I help people out there who are victims or were victims find the strength to overcome and speak out against their abusers. The mischaracterization, the libel, the slander that these people have spewed against me for a year now is just really, really, really disturbing. I wish they would get a life other than mine. It seems like my life is their life. So now, in more recent situations, it's been brought to my attention, they've created another video, another fabrication, one trying to say that I'm giving my minor child drugs. Now, I've been where I'm at in this same house since December of 2011. For 14 years, I've been here. I left my youngest kid's mother in November 2011 because she wanted to fight all the time. Every day, she wanted to have gnarly ass fights in front of the kids. And I got to a point where I was like, I can't keep doing this in front of the kids. They don't deserve to see mommy and daddy treating each other like this, and I gotta go. When I left her, she threatened, if you leave me, you leave the kids. I was like, bitch, no, I'm not leaving the kids. I'm leaving you. You have problems. You need things you need to work out. You need to fix yourself. Maybe we can get back together, but not until you get help. She wound up fucking my only friend that I had. I had a warrant for my arrest because I owed child support for my oldest son in Nevada. Because of this, when I left her, she called the police on me to try to have me arrested. But I was already gone. I was already out of that state and here in California. During my time here in California over the past 15 years, I was able to earn enough money to pay off all of my back child support and squash my warrant. That happened a couple years ago. Because that happened, guess what I did? I then asserted myself as my child's parent into their lives again. I was like, bitch, you cannot keep me from my kids anymore. I don't have a warrant. I never harmed you. I never harmed them. There's not a fucking thing you can do to stop me from being their parent now. So I became a figure in their lives. During this time, my daughter would call me every day. My son would call me every day. My daughter would call me upset and crying, thinking that my son was going to kill himself because of the depression that he had. This depression was solely caused because of drugs that they were doing. Drugs that the family that they were living with, their mother and the string of boyfriends that she had, allowed my children to do. She allowed my minor children to get on pills, to drink, to smoke marijuana, to get on vape, and they're still doing it now. Last year, when I became a part of my kids' lives again, guess what? While my son came to visit me during that summer, he stopped vaping. He stopped doing everything he was doing. I didn't allow it to happen. My daughter, even though she wasn't here, I got her to stop vaping and doing other things as well. Something occurred during the time that my son was here, and he said he was going to go back to Kansas to visit his mom and his little sister for her birthday. During that scenario, I don't know what went down, but he stayed out there. I don't know why he didn't come back. Maybe it's because I was strict and did not allow my son to do the things that he was doing while he was with them. The videos out there now are trying to say that I give my son drugs, my children drugs. Do you know how fucking stupid you are for saying that? What an idiot for even thinking that kind of shit. I literally got them to quit the things they were doing. Do you not understand that shit?